Shalom Akim. Before I begin, like always, I'm going to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, again, most of them that will teach and will well. And peace and blessings be unto you, fellow Akim, your brothers, that also push out this word in truth, sincerity, and in faith. And no dwelling in this video, just this past few days, just my few strollings around the internet. Occasionally you'll come across outlandish things, right, that brothers will hear. And just this past day, you had a few people, you can call them media mongols, or what have you, internet personalities, all right. And there's just a few people out there that think that leaving America is pretty much the way to go, or it's pretty much the worldwide solution if you're an inhabitant of modern day Babylon, man. All right, and also what to other groups as well. All right, men that know who they are. All right, men who believe in the name Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, and they may or may not know that they are of Israel, and thinking that the solution is to leave Babylon. All right, but according to the scriptures, that's not biblical. All right, it's also known as the flee doctrine. All right, if I'm not mistaken. All right, but that's the last thing the real sincere and the true worshipers, which is the one thing that we're not going to do. All right, we're not going to flee Babylon. All right, this is Revelations 3:10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. All right, and those will also get Micah, of course, right? The book of Micah, chapter 2 and 10. All right, because essentially, and the reason why I started with Revelations is because what's gonna befall this earth, all right, not just America, all right. Not only is this gonna be Jacob's trouble in the collapse of society, all right. You gotta remember one thing: we're not gonna be dependent on the things that are just carnal, all right. Pretty much, basically, we're not. Our hope is not dwell upon the carnality, Shalakia, that man has made, all right. Whether it be planes, whether it be by boats, ships, Shalakia Akim, the underground bunkers and such, man. All right, these things are all futile whenever it comes to the Lord, man. All right, remember, these are the plagues from the heavenly power. The last thing we're gonna be putting our hope in is man-made things, man. All right, carnality. This is Micah chapter 2 and 10. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with the sword destruction. And it's funny because speaking of media mongols, like I mentioned before, the main target individual really on my mind is if brothers probably know about him, they've been trending for the past few months, is the Tate brothers, in particular Andrew Tate. All right, because you have a guy like that, they'll say because this dude, he actually, if I'm not mistaken, his current residence is Romania. All right, because he believes that essentially, Romania is one of the most best places on earth you can live in. The crime rate is low. All right, certain regulations in Romania limit you from doing certain things like here in America or London, because he mentions that America and London are failed societies, which is true. This is a failed society, but that according to the scriptures, this place is also the prime location of prophecy, man. All right, and so are the hopeful elect. We got to remember these quote unquote failed societies, as he called them. You got to remember one thing: the prophets are going to be in the midst of them, prophesying of this failed society and of this place going down, man. All right, and the last thing, that those same prophets, or those same men of the Lord, they're not going to leave, man. All right, and we're not always in a position to leave. All right, it's not convenient, and nor is a prophecy either way. Yeah, sure, we read Micah. Sure, it says arise ye and depart, but is that really talking about physically? No. All right, because that physical departure, that salvation, the deliverance that we're waiting upon, which is one of the main reasons why we're not leaving, is that arise ye and depart is talking about us separating ourselves from the inhabitants of this failed society, man. All right, then we gotta fucking leave, I don't mean we gotta just pack up our bags and just leave. First off, not every brother is in a position to do so, man. We're in slavery, to pack up your bags and leave. You know who does that? That's what a coward does, man. All right, which we're not gonna do that. All right, this is, again, not only is a prophecy, man, we have to essentially what there's. First off, there's so much to get into. Second off, what we have a lot of fruit to essentially to declare, a lot of fruit to gather, all right, and a lot of word to declare, man. All right, because again, who else is gonna rise up for wickedness, man? All right, this is Psalms, Psalm 73, excuse me, Psalms 23 and 4. It says, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me." And the reason why I brought this out is because this essentially is the valley in the shadow of death. Sure, this place all around is just pure wickedness, man. All right, over and over, man. I don't even gotta tell Akim. All right, brothers should know. Turn on your social media apps if brothers even have them. Go out and get yourself a coffee, and you're gonna see all out wickedness at any time and anywhere. Because why? Because this is Babylon the Great. This is spiritual Sodom, spiritual Egypt. All right, as prophesied in the scriptures, man. All right, but yet we're gonna have to be here. We're gonna have to be dwellers here. We're gonna be sojourners here. Meaning what? We're gonna be here temporarily. We don't want to, we don't want to be here. Of course not. Well, that's why what we desire the day of the Lord. All right, this is Amos 5:8. And another thing as well, of the men that do believe in that flee doctrine, we know for a fact they're not fleeing because they're scared, or because they heard of the destruction, they don't want to be a part of it. Even though some people do believe in those things, some people believe in that flee doctrine because they actually believe the Lord told them to leave, man. All right, which is again, it's not biblical. All right, it's not biblical. This is Amos 5:18. It says, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light." All right, 19th verse. And the thing is, that day of the Lord, not only is it coming, it's going to come upon those people that truly aren't ready. The people that leave, the people that, whatever parts of the earth that they go, whether it be Africa, still going off, the land of Yasha Allah itself, it's still going off. All right, because that's not completion of prophecy, man. All right, you're going out of bounds, my friend. All right, remember to be a hopeful man in the Lord, you got to be here. All right, and not just in America. To the Akim that they even live in London or Africa or any other parts of the earth, the Lord put them there for a reason anyway. Because guess what? Wickedness is still around them. All right. All right. The spirit of the air, the wickedness, it's still around them wherever those brothers be, and they still have to prophesy of America going down, and as well as the abominations that be around them. And why do they do such? Is because what? They're still gonna sigh and cry, all right, and put a mark upon the people who's destined to receive whatever judgment the Lord has planned for them. All right. This is Amos 5:19. It says, 19th verse. It says, "As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him." All right. So whatever you do, essentially, all right, whatever plans you might have that is not in the Lord's plan A, it's not gonna work out, man. All right. Private jets, bulletproof SUVs, cars, right? Bulletproof tires. All right, bunkers, multi-million-dollar bunkers that you probably have commissioned to make. All right, speaking of the elites and as well as these other jakes that even have the power to do so. All right, you're making more than six figures. Okay, here it is. You have a lot of money. Well, time and time again, we brought it up that what the society is going to collapse, and with that, so was the economy. So what then? All right, and we know that what pursuant to Proverbs, the 11th chapter, what riches is not going to profit you in that day. All right. Your riches is not going to profit you in that day. Meaning what? You're not all that money, all that wealth that you have, those FRNs or those Federal Reserve notes is going to amount to nothing. All right? Your somewhat quote unquote substance, it's going to come to naught, man. All right? Because what? And there's always going to be essentially an inconvenience, a playful inconvenience in these upcoming days, man. All right? This is and just like we brought out in Revelations 3:10, not just mentioning these other plagues, but what? That main tester, all right, the MOTB, all right, the CHIP. What's gonna happen in that day when it's gonna be broadcasted throughout the world, that it's gonna be made mandatory? What are these great media mongols and internet personalities and celebrities? What are they gonna do? All right, the ones that are quote unquote woke. they're gonna take it because they're not gonna be able to withstand the plague and the stress and the heaviness the Lord's gonna put upon them, man. And this is why the hopeful like men, they're gonna be prepared for that day. All right. This is Mark 13:27, just to prove the point. It says, and then shall he send his angels and shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from the uttermost part of the earth to the uttermost part of heaven. All right. So, again, just proving the point that for the brothers that actually are still out there, that they're it doesn't really it's okay. All right, because what, they're in their lot. All right, they're playing their position that the Lord has put them in, and they're doing what's right in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. But again, that flee doctrine to flee out of Babylon, the scriptures tell us to do so. That's not as of yet, man. All right, that the fleeing, because what we're waiting on is what the deliverance, man. All right, that's what we're waiting upon. We're not waiting purely just for us to garner enough money, for a one-way ticket, a literal one-way ticket out of here. No, all right. anything but that. All right, that's not gonna come to pass. All right, and again, the hopeful like men, we have a different hope. All right, we have a different mindset than these people, man. All right. Lord, I don't know to this last scripture. This is Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. It says, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the man that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. All right. So, what the main job of a prophet, man? The last thing, hopeful, a man of the Lord that knows Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is with him. He's not gonna just flee out of Babylon, man. All right. Because what? Ultimately, we're good. In the midst of all this madness, we're sane and we're good. And all the while, we have to declare the day of the Lord. We got to show our neighbors, right, whether they hear or forbear, what's what, and tell them what's going on in the rest of the world, man. All right, that's our job. All right, that's what we're destined for, wherever brothers may be. All right, Babylon the Great, America, or elsewhere in the world, man. All right, because that's how this gospel was going to be preached in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, at the end of the day. All right. So those one, this video was edifying. I'm just going to close out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakodash. Again, double honors to the apostles and elders. Again, millstone, men who teach and were well. And peace and blessings be unto you, full of Akim, your brothers. Let us protect this word in truth, sincerity, and with faith. With that, I say shalom.